What's up, guys? The shoe is finally here. I'm excited. The Nike Alphafly Next Percent. I've been waiting forever to finally get this shoe. Now we got it here. Can't wait to try these on and see what the hype is all about. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the RunWithJ channel. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Nike Alphafly Next Percent. So this shoe has been very coveted, and people have been trying to get this thing, but it's been selling out in like 5 minutes. So luckily I was able to get a pair, and I was able to run in this as well. So we're going to talk all about the shoe as well as how it compares to Vaporflies, and other brands, to see if this shoe is really the king of racing shoes. So if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications, and let's get started. So let's talk about the specs first. So this shoe was officially released to the public on July 2nd. There was an early release this year in February, but that was sold out in like 5 minutes, and so was the July release. And then in mid-August, they had a watermelon color release, which is this color, and that was sold out pretty quickly as well. So yeah, this is a highly coveted shoe. The shoe costs about $275, so it's not a cheap shoe for sure. So this shoe weighs at about 7.4 ounces for a size 9, a little bit heavier than the Vaporfly Next Percent of last year. And the shoe has an interesting 4mm offset with a 40mm in the heel and 36 in the forefoot. So 40mm is, I guess, the regulation cutoff for having a shoe that's you can wear to compete in official races. So this shoe is made up of a lot of components. It's packed with technology. So we'll start with the upper. You got that Atom Knit material, which is a super interesting fabric that's supposedly steamed and stretched to maintain that lightweight. And also it's very breathable. It's got a ton of holes, and Nike had to remake a whole new upper because of the weight that was added due to the AirPods and extra ZoomX foam. And then under that upper is that huge ZoomX foam that's packed in, super thick. It's a lot more than last year's Vaporfly as well, so that's going to give you that super bouncy and softness feel while you're running. And then those are supported by two of the air zoom pods below that gives you support in the forefoot. It also extra bounce as if the Zoom X foam wasn't enough. And then you have the rubber outsole on the bottom, which is, a little bit aggressive on the top. It's got the little hole for the fly play where it holds the Zoom Air pods on it. And then the bottom of the shoe, there's 2 outsole strips, and then the rest is just exposed Zoom X foam. So somewhere in between, you've got that carbon fiber plate, which this year they made it adjustable or variable depending on size. So the smaller the shoe size, the thinner the plate, more flexibility. The bigger the shoe size, the less flexibility, more rigid, and a bigger plate. So in the beginning of 2020, there was huge controversy over carbon fiber shoes and just Nike shoes in general. People are saying carbon fiber shoes are an unfair advantage for people that have them. It gives them more, it makes them run faster and longer. So the World Athletics had a huge debate, and they finally decided on giving a limit on stack height of 40 millimeters for shoes as the maximum. So this shoe was able to get passed, and you can officially race in these. But this caused a huge controversy, because of Nike and their carbon fiber shoes. Kipchoge breaking the 2-hour record, which led to everyone saying that these shoes should be banned. But ultimately, they were not banned, and Nike is still able to release this, and you can actually wear these for races. So when we look at the comparisons between the Alphafly and the other shoes, we go look ahead at the Vaporfly, which is last year's model in comparison. Also an amazing shoe. However, the Alphafly is about an ounce heavier than the Vaporfly, and the offset is also about half this offset of the Vaporfly, which is at 8 millimeters, and the Alphafly here has 4 millimeters. The height and stack is about the same at 40 millimeters, and the price is a little bit higher on this shoe by $25 compared to $250 on the Vaporfly. And when you look at brands like Adidas and Saucony's high-end shoe, price difference is the first thing that sticks out. It's about almost $100 more than the Adi Zero Pro and about $75 more than the Endorphin Pro. The offset is also smaller than both of those shoes, and then the weight is lighter than the Adidas and the Saucony. So the Alphafly, stands in a league its own with the Vaporfly, and most people say the Alphafly is for racing long distance, and the Vaporfly should be used for shorter distances, and of course the marathon if you want to use it for that as well. So initial impressions of this shoe, as soon as I took it out of the box and looked at it, this thing just looks like a beast. This is probably one of the coolest and most unique looking shoe I've seen. Although yes, it does look like the other Nike shoes, but this atom knit material is super interesting. I've never seen anything like it. The 3D print makes it really shine. It looks similar to the Tempo Next Percents, which I tried on earlier before in the way the silhouette is. However, right away you can tell the stack height on this thing is much higher than that. The Zoom X foam is just crazy. There's so much Zoom X foam on this shoe that's insane. It looks fast, like what they're saying. You got the crazy cool laces on the top that looks like they're serrated on the edges to help make it locked in, so you don't have to keep tying it up all the time while running, which is nice. Didn't have any issues with it coming loose. You got loops in the back as well as on the tongue, which is really nice to help you get your feet in the shoe. And then, of course, in the back you have this nice little cushion here for your Achilles part that's also in the Vaporflies, as well as the Tempo Next Percent. The insole is stitched in, so you can't take that out. But another big difference with this year's shoe versus the Vaporfly is the tongue part. So the atom knit material is just one piece up here, which is cool. Last year's model had that vapor weave material with the tongue that's separate. I found it annoying when putting my shoe in, because every time I did that, I had to flatten out the tongue because it would always stay bent. It would be uncomfortable. So that was annoying, but I'm glad they put it into a one piece. So you just put your foot in and you fix the tongue a little bit, and it locks you in a little bit like the Vaporfly 4%, which is really nice. So overall, yeah, the shoe looks really nice. It looks fast, and it definitely feels fast while running in it as well. Zoom AirPods. I tried them out. They're very similar to the Tempo Next Percent. They give you that nice energy return, and definitely you can feel it. However, this is obviously lighter than the Tempo Next Percent. But yeah, this shoe is, all the latest technology in shoes packed into this one monster, the Alphafly Next Percent. So first run in this shoe, as soon as I put them on, if the way it feels is a little bit similar to the Tempo Next Percent. The shoes do look similar, and they also have Zoom X foam. But this shoe is definitely a little bit softer than the Tempo Next Percent. Especially when you run, you can definitely feel all the extra Zoom X foam that's in it. While the Tempo Next Percent has the React foam in the back, this shoe is made entirely of Zoom X foam, and you can tell right away when you're running, the foam is just so squishy and bouncy. It's basically like people are saying you're running on clouds. So, and the shoe is a little bit lighter than the Tempo Next Percent, about a couple ounces, and however, it's a little bit heavier than the Vaporfly. I think this is a good weight, 7.4 ounces for, long distance races. And this shoe just has so much cushion. I did not have any pain at all. While running in these shoes. Every step, even at fast paces that you take, you just feel that foam, and then the Zoom AirPods in the front is just so comfortable. There's no shoe like it that I have in terms of comfort and bounciness and squishiness and energy return. This shoe definitely is it. It just also makes you want to go fast. You can definitely feel the pop with the carbon fiber plate in this shoe while you're running. And even sometimes, like a car, when you're trying to brake, your legs are not slowing down fast enough because the carbon fibers keep telling you to go and not stop, especially on downhills. So yeah, this shoe is fast. You can break records with it, I'm sure. You can run marathons with it, and you'll still feel comfortable even on mile 25. So I think this shoe is definitely made for that. It's made for long distance comfort. They'll definitely do that. Your feet will not get tired, and you'll have like support and bounce, throughout the whole run. So this shoe is really the king of support and cushion, I must say. So, first one I had was a joy. It's magical. I really liked it. It felt a little bit like the Vaporfly in a way, with the bounce. However, the Vaporfly is a little bit lighter, and I'll talk about that in a little bit regarding the differences. So yeah, this had a great run in the first run. It's a super supportive, bouncy shoe. I really have nothing else to say about this shoe, but this shoe is comfortable, and it's league on its own, and it's definitely, it's hyped out. It definitely lives up to the hype that everybody's saying, about the shoe. So you can't complete a shoe review of the Alphafly without doing a comparison with the Vaporfly, right? So, I tried both of these shoes, and, although they don't look very similar, they do have their perks and pros and cons. And, both shoes are amazing, for sure. The Alphafly is about an ounce heavier than the Vaporfly, and also the materials are different. The Vaporweave fabric versus the Atom Knit material. Let's start out with the Alphafly. What I like about the Alphafly compared to the Vaporfly is the Atom Knit material. It is very light. It's breathable. The print looks cool. However, it's not very waterproof. So I have a feeling that the Vaporweave on the Vaporfly is going to be a lot better if you're running in rain or any harsh conditions. So this is a plus. Plus the Vaporweave, I feel like it's already light enough. So if they would put a Vaporweave on this, I would be fine with it. It shouldn't change the weight much. I like the tongue on the Alphafly better. It's one piece, so it's easy to put in. You don't have to adjust it or smooth it out. Because on the Vaporflies, when you put it in, this tongue sometimes gets bent around the edges. You're gonna have to, press and fix the creases. It's, kind of annoying. Also, I like the amount of foam on this shoe better compared to the Vaporfly, and obviously, that contributes to the weight of the shoe as well. So, that's why about an ounce heavier. This shoe has a little bit less Zoom X foam, and the stack height on the shoe is a little bit lower around the Achilles area. Both shoes have the Achilles foam in the back for that comfort, so that wasn't an issue. So on the Vaporwave, they both have both of these shoes have laces that are asymmetrical, so that hasn't changed, which is very nice. Besides that, the bottom of the outsole looks very similar, where only the top part of the shoe has the rubber and the bottom has rubber as well, but it's on the sides of the shoe and not the entire bottom piece. So that's a bit different. So comparisons between the shoe, I would say the Vaporfly last year's version is about an ounce lighter, and I think that shoe would be more for shorter distances, like 5Ks up to maybe even like 10, 15K, if you want to break records and go fast. But if you're worried about comfort and you want to run like marathons or really long distances and have that comfort and pace throughout, I think the Alphafly will be much better for that. The Alphafly is like a shoe where you'll just run and you'll just stay in that mode until the whole race, because the foam is just so comfortable and everything on the Zoom AirPods that you'll be able to run longer and maintain that pace, as opposed to maybe the Vaporfly where it's just all about going fast pace. So both shoes are great. I'd say the Vaporfly is more for shorter distance races, and the Alphafly will be for marathons and anything higher than that. Although both shoes could do the same thing, but I feel like the Vaporfly with the lighter weight will be better for breaking records and doing time trials, and also doing races that are like smaller or shorter than the actual marathon. So you could use both of those shoes for any type of races, any training runs if you really want to. These shoes are very expensive, so I didn't even want to try out the Alphaflys when I first got it, because it felt like every mile I put in it, it's like dollar signs flying out of the shoe. So it's definitely an expensive shoe. It's not a shoe that you would want to use for everyday running, although you can if you really want to. Now that this shoe is released, maybe some people who have couple of Vaporflies would want to use those for tempo or really fast runs, but those two shoes will still be racing shoes, and that's why Nike isn't really phasing out the Vaporfly shoe. So you can still buy both of these shoes. I feel like although they're premier like racing shoes, they serve different purposes. For the Vaporflies for shorter distances and breaking records, but in the Alphafly will be maximum comfort and support, and for marathons and longer distances. So yeah, both shoes are nice. If I had to choose between a shoe, I would definitely choose the Vaporfly for anything shorter than a marathon, and then the Alphafly would definitely be my go-to marathon shoe. Although I would definitely race in the Vaporfly as well. Before the Alphaflies came out, and no one would say no to racing a marathon and a Vaporfly, right? So both shoes have their advantages. They're both nice, but I feel like if you want fast and speed, the Vaporflies will be it. And if you want a shoe that's comfortable, that'll give you speed as well, the Alphaflies will be good for it. And it'll also maintain your pace a lot longer because of the amount of foam and comfort that the shoe has when you're running in it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time testing the Alphaflies. It is truly a premium shoe. Definitely feels like running on the clouds. So, it was just nice seeing the latest and greatest in technology put all into one shoe. So it's definitely a fun shoe, but definitely a pricey shoe and not something you would want to wear for everyday basis. So it's definitely on a top tier premium race shoe. So if you guys have any other feedback, comment, or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. And hope you guys are doing well, your training is doing good, and you're staying safe. And I'll talk to you guys on the next run.